Well, thank you, Councilmember Hucker, for that extraordinary nomination. It was really, really great to kind of sit back and hear all of this, because what you'll find, especially for our new council members, is that this work is so important and so extraordinary that you oftentimes have a hard time just reflecting on everything that you've been able to do. And that is, I think, the nature of our county and the work that you will be embarking on. And I know that my returning council members feel the same way. So it's interesting to kind of hear a bit of a summary once in a while. It kind of makes you tired just to hear it. But so let me say that, first, I really want to thank the voters of my district for honoring me with yet another 4 years to serve them. It is an incredible privilege. I promise to continue to serve with the same dedication and resolve as I have done for the past 9 years. I want to thank my awesome family, my husband Reginald, and our daughters Anais and Isabel, for providing me with the inspiration, the ability, and the courage to step up and serve in public office. A heartfelt thank you to my work family, the Navarro team. It's right now comprised of Ikaid Roland Ikeloa, Berta Flores, Craig Wilson, Mayra Cruz Solis, and Benjamin Price. And there have been so many other outstanding staff members who have gone on to better things. I often say that I have a little HR office going on where I just kind of groom people and they go on to better things, which is really wonderful. And of course, I want to thank our council staff, which is so extraordinary and really is the backbone of everything that we do. I want to thank them for their professionalism and absolute dedication to this work. It's really an amazing thing to see. Well, thank you, colleagues, for trusting me with the leadership of this council, having served as president first on the Board of Education and then on this council in 2013. My priority is to make sure that our work as a body is seamless, productive, and accountable to our residents. We will do this together as a team. We will confront the opportunities and challenges ahead through a framework of productive collaboration. My promise is to build upon the work of the leaders before me and to extend the conversation and direct the work in new, equitable ways to reflect the needs of our changed county. It is the right thing to do, and I welcome the opportunity to work with you, my colleagues, County Executive Mark Elridge, key leaders in our community, and stakeholders on new and exciting initiatives. This has been a year of change. As we usher in a new council, it is appropriate to salute our colleagues who just retired from the council: Roger Berliner, Mark Elridge, Nancy Florine, and George Leventhal. As a group, they collectively contributed decades of active and incredibly productive service to Montgomery County. Our county is better for their service. I hope that they will all continue to avail us of their expertise in the interest of the county as a whole. Of course, I want to again thank outgoing Council President Hans Riemer for his leadership during this past year. He definitely led us through a comprehensive and challenging budget season and kept alive the conversation on several issues, many of which were very controversial. I'm proud to continue to serve with council members Tom Hucker, Sidney Katz, and Craig Rice, all outstanding public servants. And I'm pleased to welcome council members Gabe Albornoz, Evan Glass, Andrew Friedson, and Will Joando. I know each of you personally, and I can confidently say that your expertise, passion for the work, and temperament will be huge assets to this team. As we transition to a new era of leadership, it is appropriate to reflect on our past accomplishments. We have done great and courageous work, sometimes under trying circumstances. As it was said before, we have maintained our AAA bond rating even through the recession, making us the only county that has maintained this rating since 1973. We survived the recession and we closed a crushing deficit while making education the safety net and ensuring that redevelopment and revitalization remain top priorities throughout the county. We can do even more for all our residents. The watchword for me is equity, and I'm passionately determined to continue that work as president of this great council. It is interesting, as I was reflecting on today, I happened to revisit the speech I made in December of 2012 as incoming president of the council. I talked about us being one Montgomery. Today, as we sit here, my words still ring true, and they bear repeating. To me, one Montgomery means recognizing the differences among us, while emphasizing that however different our backgrounds or our lifestyles may be, we are all connected. We all depend on each other. We all share the same need for a government that encourages economic growth, protects our families, educates our children, and provides a safety net in case we fall on hard times. Being one Montgomery means making progress together, because even if we don't always agree on every detail, we share a common set of core values. It is an honor to sit on this dais with a group of public servants who, faced with very difficult choices, were able to take unified action for the common good. But One Montgomery also means embracing our diversity. Our county is incredibly diverse by any measure you can think of. Our residents come from across the country and around the world, from every socioeconomic class. We have students and young professionals living in urban high-rises, teachers and police officers starting families in garden apartments, lawyers, small business owners, and cabinet secretaries in houses lining quiet cul-de-sacs, and everything else in between. We even have working farms in historic small towns, all right next to the jobs and amenities of our nation's capital. As you can see, the work of keeping a changed county, One Montgomery, remains even more urgent today. As we witness daily attacks on our core values from the highest office in the nation, we must double down on our resolve to defend the fundamental core values of inclusion, respect, and freedom here at home. I am pleased to say that the work has begun. This past year, our council as a team unanimously affirmed our commitment to the creation of an equity policy through the adoption of a resolution. In that historic action, the council signaled that it will begin to address inequities in our communities in structural ways, that our words will be matched with the intentional action. To kick off this important work, this January, we will be convening a first ever equity training for council members and key leaders of our county, followed by an extensive community engagement with the aim of adopting legislation in the fall of 2019. We are going to be looking at this issue squarely in the eye and addressing it. In my tenure on the council, I have focused on a few core priorities that are designed to improve the quality of life of our children and adults. In the coming months, I'll be working with my council colleagues to collectively address the following priorities as a team. Closing the opportunity gap in academic achievement. Montgomery County is a great place to live and work, but there are persistent opportunity gaps that must be confronted. Montgomery County Public Schools Superintendent Dr. Jack Smith has called closing the opportunity gap that exists among races and ethnicities in our schools a moral imperative. I would add that it is an economic imperative as well, and we should all work with him and the Board of Education to ensure that academic success for all means all. Early care and education. Implementing a high-quality, accessible, and affordable early care and education initiative in Montgomery County is also an economic imperative. We must be strategic and invest in the early years. The research is clear that it is the best return on investment and prepares all our children to be ready to learn. We know what works, and we know the scope of the need, and while we have assets in place, it is not enough to make a significant difference. As I began saying as far back as 2011, we must establish a dedicated funding stream that allows us to scale up our delivery of quality services and make a real impact in the lives of our children. I envision a phased-in initiative that starts with the neediest children and incorporates family child care providers, private centers, community-based centers, intergenerational programs, the school system, the Resource and Referral Center, Judy Centers, and Montgomery College. These partnerships would allow us to leverage training, technical assistance, and mentoring to promote quality services. If we are serious about maintaining our competitive edge as a county and as a nation, the work of preparing our future workforce for a rapidly evolving job market must start with a robust early care and education system. Implementing a senior agenda. Our demographic data shows that we have a rapidly growing and active aging population. In my recent travels across the county and meeting with our senior residents, I have been impressed by the level of civic engagement and willingness to be a part of the exciting things happening in our county. As we begin to think of a strategic vision for our county, we must intentionally and strategically prioritize the needs and concerns of our seniors in our decision-making process. Redevelopment, revitalization, and more jobs. I'm extremely proud of the revitalization and redevelopment efforts in our county, especially the efforts in White Oak and Wheaton. We just broke down on the new Route 29 corridor bus rapid transit service, and we continue to build more and more housing. But we need to do more, and we will. This council has a responsibility to improve conditions throughout the county as we seek to expand our tax base. On civic engagement, throughout my career, I have been proud to lead the charge in fostering civic engagement among our county's diverse communities. I've done this work through several innovative programs, such as the Latino Civic Project, which is designed to empower our Latino community through respectful and effective civic engagement, as well as helping our institutions adapt to a changing world. Our residents have been empowered to weigh in on several issues, including land use and development, voting rights, and budgetary decisions. Our council should continue to take a proactive stance and push for institutional adaptations that enable all communities in our county to fully participate in the civic process. Making Montgomery County friendly for businesses. Everything I have said today is ultimately tied to a desired goal: to extend our tax base by building a well-educated workforce for now and the future, and creating a friendly business environment for all small, medium, and large businesses. I'm proud of my work with our colleagues in creating opportunities like the Small Business Assistance Program to assist small businesses owners whose livelihoods would be directly impacted by county-led revitalization projects, and the microloan program. This allows aspiring entrepreneurs to access needed funding and technical assistance, and enabling small businesses to be competitive in a rapidly changing county. That is one sure way to expand access and opportunities for all as well. In summary, I hope that by the end of my tenure as council president, I have shepherded the work of this team through this transition. We will truly be on the path of a changed Montgomery becoming one Montgomery. I thank all of you here this morning, and I can't wait to start the work on behalf of this great county. Thank you very much.